12 million Australians are now locked down and locked up because of Scott Morrison's failures. Now, the state's probably had no choice with these latest lockdowns, given Morrison's failures on vaccines and quarantine, but the cost is horrendous and growing. For individuals and families, the mental health impacts are terrible, especially for those people who've survived multiple lockdowns, those living alone, homeschooling children. But the lost wages and income, for people with a regular, secure job and the money coming in every fortnight, 5 days might not sound like a lot. But for many people, like in my electorate, casual workers living hand to mouth, worried about how they're going to pay the next bills, losing those shifts on the weekend, losing those clients from the small business is devastating. Now, Victorians are used to getting by without help from Scott Morrison. We survived the last 2 lockdowns with nothing from the federal government. But now that New South Wales, Morrison's gold standard Liberal state, have got themselves into a terrible mess through mucking around, the money started to flow. Billions of dollars. And he's been shamed into now saying, well, I'll help out other states as well. But the cost to Australia's economy and our national debt is appalling. Short, sharp lockdowns are going to be cheaper in the long run, but they're still costly. But this ongoing New South Wales experiment, a half-assed perpetual lockdown with no end in sight, it's $1 billion a week. And that's going on to the national debt. This is money that the next generation of Australians in decades to come are going to be asked to repay. Now, one of the myths that's being exposed by this pandemic management by Scott Morrison, or mismanagement, is this myth that the Liberals are somehow good economic managers. They love to tell us. You know, on debt, they're racking up $1 trillion of Liberal debt in this last budget. That's what they're on track for, with nothing much to show for it. And yet real wages are going to go backwards. Since the Liberals were elected in 2013, even before COVID, real wages over 6 years in this country went backwards for ordinary workers. And now, with their $1 trillion of debt, $100 billion of new spending, real wages are set to go backwards over the next year. But this is no mistake. The former finance minister told us, he admitted in a moment of honesty, that low wages are a deliberate design feature of Liberal economic management. They champion cuts to penalty rates, they never support rises in the minimum wage, they implement wage freezes, and they run a lazy migration program, letting in lower and lower skilled workers at lower wages to put downwards pressure on Australian wages. And so whether it's bushfires, Scott Morrison's failed Australia, hotel quarantine, failed Australia, vaccines, failing Australians, and economic management, failing Australians, he's not on your side.